Grandma gears, grandma gears. That's exactly what this is. Some person was a gentleman. He was saying why it's really, really hard for people to like follow Christianity and stuff like that. And he was just like, well, look at what everyone's doing. He was like, there is, oh, damn, I forgot all the ones he said, but it was like gay Christians, nuck if you buck Christians, mean Christians, rude Christians, damn it, whatever, addicted Christians, and he was just like, you have to follow, like, pretty much, it shows that you're not following God, right? And my whole thing is this: church is not for the perfect. Church ain't for the perfect, sweetheart. If people in church is perfect, then they're God. There's no reason to follow God. You're perfect. You got it down straight. You Jesus, right? So judging, that's, I think, exactly what that came out to. He kind of came off to look, his argument looked like. So you don't know how far that person has come. I think that's the biggest thing. DMX he's just an example, right? And there be many points of view in his life, right? People can judge off that basis, right, of his lifespan, right? Unfortunately, he passed away through overdose, I think. But many people will be like, oh, he's not a Christian. The hell? But it's wild because every concert performance he prayed, and it was from the interviews of other people and seeing it yourself. It's like many different performers described DMX's performances. It's just different. The energy is just different. This man could rap all kind of stuff, and at the end of the day, just start praying, and people will just become in an uproar after prayer. And I think that in itself, someone that keeps going to God, and however that person does it, and however passionate they do it in, that is a person that seeks God. You're actively seeking God. You're constantly, I'm praying. I did this. I'm praying right now, right? You can live not the most perfect life. You can not look like what your soul, what your heart looks like. Outside appearances don't really mean much to God. Kind of like feelings. I mean, feelings in a sense, because you can love God, right? And even with love itself, God is just like, yeah, I know you love me. Yeah, you love me with all your heart, but are you following me? Are you obeying, right? And it was like, I love you, God. It was a point in my life where it was just like, I love God, right? And I was just like, yo, bro, it's just me and you forever, down forever. Yo, like, forget people, like, forget all of this, right? It's just me and you. I'm down for it, right? And God had to rebuke me. God was like, yeah, you love me so much, but you ain't following what I'm telling you to do. You're not in obedience. And I felt some type of way at first. I ain't gonna front. I felt some type of way. I was just like, but I love you. So kids love parents all the time. Don't mean that, they doing their schoolwork, or studying or behaving while they're in school. You can love your parent all you want, still be a menace. So it shows of I am your parent, right? God is the father, God is the mother, God is, and it's just like, yo, you are a representation of me. when you out there. So if you acting up, that's like my son, right? As if my son is like in school throwing toys and standing on the top of desks, screaming at the top of his lungs, right? And he gets home, I love you, mommy. Yeah, but why are you doing this in school? I raised you better than that. I taught you better than that. What are you doing? That's how you show love? You're going to feel some type of way. And at first it's going to be like, yeah, but I love you. And then you're going to be like, oh, but I'm not really showing it, am I? So, by the heart, right, yes. If you're actively improving yourself, that's a sign of God. If people would have seen where you came from to who you are now, right? You may have had like 10 problems before you started your walk with God. You cut them suckers down to like only 4 problems now, right? And the longer you go on your journey, the more things that's going to be cut out, right? Because he prunes you, prunes the branches. He prunes the vine, I should say. Well, yeah, the branches, right? Yeah, that's how you prune a tree. I know it's just like he is. I forgot how exactly it is, but it's like he is the branches and we are the vine, or vice versa, something like that. But we are an extension of him. We are a representation of him. My child is a representation of me, of all the things that I've instilled into him, right? So if I'm instilling really bad things, it's going to show in his actions when he's out in front of people. I can't take him nowhere. I'm going to be like, oh, you're going to embarrass me, you know? But if he is adhering to all the things that I am teaching him, and I'm pruning all the behaviors, no matter the time frame, I can't judge my child's improvement, right? I know at some point it's just like, okay, this is taking very, very long. But then I also have to ask myself, am I teaching? Am I teaching it right? Right? Am I getting down to his level? And God is like a guru when it comes to that. He knows how to get down to your level. Many people may not understand it. A lot of people may look at you and they may say, oh, God didn't teach you nothing. You're not really following God, because people that follow God don't look like that. But they don't know day one. They don't know orientation. They don't know when you came in for application, right? You came in there, not dressed the part. You was not ready for no interview, and you was, snacking, chewing gum, wearing a hat, whatever you do when it goes to like first day stuff, right? Be professional. You ain't know how to do none of that, right? And now it's just like you wear a suit every day, right? You may still sometimes chew gum every once in a while, but for what you was doing before, it's just like, oh my gosh, when to go? Keep going, definitely. God is with you, honey. God is with you, sir. So I think it comes down to the line of we got to stop taking the beam out of other people's eye, because you don't know their journey. And just because you see something you can see someone in a moment in their life, a moment of time in their life, and you can judge them, their whole being entirely. And you don't know their orientation. Admissions, college admissions and graduations are 2 different freaking things. 2 different ceremonies, two different operations, 2 different approaches. So people are judging people in their admission stages and not realizing that they're graduating. And you'll be like, wow, you really graduated. You really graduated. Okay, I'll put it like this. People are looking at people's transcripts and not the fact that they're graduating, right? People will look at, well, you got a D in like 5 classes. Yeah, but the rest of them are fucking A's and B's, my dude. Like, shit, a lot of them is A's. When I first started, I didn't know nothing, so it was F's. Yeah, but you got D's, so you shouldn't graduate. It's a passing grade, damn it. The school board said it's a passing damn grade. So I'm walking down that goddamn aisle. So it's one of those type of things. People don't know people's journeys. People don't know the things that they've gone through, how far they've come. I myself am one of them. And I think we all judge people within a moment in time. But we never really look at it as why. Asking the questions. True intelligence asks questions. I think it was Albert Einstein, and he was just like, it's not the fact that I'm smarter than anyone, it's just that I'm just very curious, or I stayed on problems longer. That is a sign of true intelligence. I'm sorry. The mere fact that you asked why, that shows deeper critical thinking than anything.